So I want you to repeat after me. AI is just a tool. Okay, I want you to say that again. And the reason why I'm coming on, because lately I've been seeing a lot of complaining, a lot of gripes about how AI is going to destroy everything. It's going to take away jobs, going to do all those different things. So, what I want to do today is demonstrate and show you a few examples of what some of my clients, some of my peers and colleagues, how they're leveraging the power of AI and technology in general to do exactly opposite of what all the naysayers are saying. They're using it to grow their business. They're using it to create jobs. They're using it to find a reason and excuse to pay their people more. Imagine that. And there are a particularly large group of naysayers that are coming from the publishing and authors world. And guess what? I've had a few best-selling clients that have best-selling author clients that have fully embraced AI to expedite their creativity. So let me jump into that. Hey, it's Wei. Happy Friday. And in case you don't know who I am the CEO of Limitless Leader and the co-creator of the Scale Up and Out program. And over the last 20 years or so, my business partner Lisa and I have used our patented technology to help scale entrepreneurs and leaders up and out of the daily grind of their business without sacrificing revenue and health. And that's why I am here and have a lot of things to say about that, because we ourselves are building our own private authentic intelligence engine. That's what we call our AI, to help support our clients better in between the gaps of time that we as human beings can't be there for them. Our engine or our interface can help support them. So that's how we're doing it. But what I want to do is I want to jump in right away and explain a little bit about what is triggering the types of people that technology in general, because I've been in this human optimization game. I've been in the technology game for a long time. Let's say close to 30 years. I've been around, I'm aging myself now, since the dot-com boom. But and even back then, with the fundamentals of the phone and the computers and the laptops, there are constantly people saying, "Oh my God, this is just a fad. This is the sham. This is this is gonna destroy things." And yet here we are, the same people saying those things 30 years ago are now using the devices that they were poo-pooing the whole time back then. Interesting, right? Okay, so I know, I get it. AI is it can be a little bit scary because of how aggressively fast it is growing and developing. But that's a good thing, because it's going to kind of put us as human beings to the test to really step up our game. Because let's be honest, a lot of us have humanity as a whole has gone a little bit lazy and complacent, letting technology kind of like do its own thing. And we ourselves haven't stepped up the game to evolve. I have a whole book that I'm working on called Tech and Zen, which is essentially talking about how we need to step up and out-evolve technology. We've allowed technology to out-evolve us. But anyway, that's not really the whole point of today's little training. So let me dive into our little thing here so I can demonstrate and show you what is going on, okay? So let's talk about examples of what some of my peers and clients are doing with technology, okay? So I have a few clients actually that are CEOs, okay? And they fully embrace, and I'll show you, I'm just gonna walk you and show you how they're using AI. So this might inspire you to understand how to embrace technology better to help expedite and grow your business this year faster, okay? So they're using AI, okay, so I have a client, she's a CEO, and she uses AI to do research, okay? She has stopped using Google primarily to do her research because she has found that using an AI interface has expedited and made it a lot easier to do the research that she's looking for, because she could literally have a conversation instead of having to use what I call Google foo. So no more Google, and Google is trying to catch up by using their own AI. So she's not using Google anymore, she's using AI to do research. Then after she does the research and gets the information she needs, she delegates to her assistant, okay, to take that data and create content, okay? And then she invested in a whole bunch of different AI interfaces and tools. So now she has basically told her assistant to use AI to help expedite the content creation. And the cool thing about AI right now, you could teach it to create content based on your unique language set, the way you talk, the way you structure your content and language, and how your delivery system. Okay. So the assistant now, because they said, yes, I will learn how to use AI, and because the assistant is actually producing at a higher level, they're producing more. And guess what? The CEO, our client, is now paying the assistant more because they were willing to embrace AI. As a result, there are other positions in the company that have then presented itself as an efficiency, what we call a human stack, of making sure everything is better. So these human these human stacks, this CEO hired 2 new people with the specific with the specific skill set of let me see here, AI prompt engineers, specifically to focus on integrating AI tools into all areas of her organization. She literally hired more people to improve the efficiency, and she is super excited as the revenues of her business and her grows and goes up. She's looking forward to paying the rest of her team more money because they'll be more efficient leveraging the tools to expedite the growth. Okay, so this is just one example. Let me talk about the triggers, of why people get all triggered about this. Because what AI is doing, we call it AI trigger. There's 2 types of people. I'm gonna do a call out here. Lazy leaders and limitless leaders. Why not? Because that's the name of our company. Okay. Limitless leaders are always looking on how to optimize, improve their situation. Lazy leaders get triggered because now AI is calling them out for sitting back on their laurels and letting them age out of the technological advancement. Every industry has technology. Every industry is always looking to improve. So you can either be on the cutting edge of improvement or not. What AI is doing specifically, because it's so powerfully fast in terms of how it's evolving, it's triggering people because it's forcing them to say, oh crap, I'm going to be left behind. Okay. Now, this is just one example so that you can take a look and hopefully you can understand how AI can be used in that way. Let's talk about a different model. Let me see here. How do I can I create another page? No, I can't. Okay, cool. Let's go. All right. So, this has nothing to do with entrepreneurs and leaders. Well, maybe, because I have a few clients that are published authors that are doing really well, and their entire business is about making money off their books. Okay. So there's 2 types of authors. Okay. Let's see here. Always somebody calling when I'm doing a live. Okay, so there are, for the lack of it, let me tell you why certain authors are struggling with this whole AI thing. And I watched an ad recently about a person talking about an AI book writing system, a tool, which prompted me to put a post that says, just because someone doesn't use the tool they created in the best way possible doesn't mean that you yourself can't be creative with their tool, right? Like the best hammer maker may not necessarily be the best house builder or the carpenter. So a carpenter that decides to use a really good quality tool can actually use that hammer better than the inventor or the creator of that hammer, him or herself, right? Think about that for a moment. There are a lot of people out there creating AI tools, right? And not all the tools are great, but some of them that are great are only great because of how you use it. And I've seen people who create these tools, these developers, and they go and they market it, and they're not using the tools in the best way possible. And as I'm looking at them, because I geek out on this stuff, I said, this tool could actually be used in this way, and that'll be a better use case, right? Inventors and marketers are very rarely the same type of people. Okay, so keep that in mind. So here I am reading this ad, and the majority of the comments on the ads are people just complaining and bashing and talking about this is going to put authors out of the business and everything like that. Well, let me tell you something. My clients that are authors, I had to kind of like reach out and say, hey, what do you think of all this? And then the ones that are successful, the ones that are making money are actually super excited. Why? Because they have a specific workflow that they have that they do to produce books. Okay, and these are the people the same people, they're authors too, that are not complaining about AI. They're super excited about how AI can hyper accelerate their flow. Okay, and I'll show you what that looks like, because they broke it down for me, how they use AI and how I am consequently using AI to produce more books. Okay, the ones who are complaining the most are the ones who have chaos as their workflow in terms of creating books. And honestly, I'm calling them out. They're probably struggling, and they're projecting their dissatisfaction. Oops, I was going to do this. Their dissatisfaction, okay, of not being able to be a successful author or being able to make money or make it as an author. And they're finding reasons and blaming things like AI tools or anything else that happens to come their way of why they're not doing it. So, and here's the thing. These are the conversations I've been having with people who are literally career authors. They're using books as their main source of income. So what I want to do is break this down. If you are a leader and you're scaling out of your business and you're looking to kind of pay it forward with your wisdom and you want to create books, let me break down literally what a New York Times bestselling author has broken down to me, how they are using AI to accelerate the amount of creativity and books that they can use. Okay, so let's books that they can write. Okay, nothing can replace human creativity, like true human creativity. Okay, here's an example. This best-selling author now uses AI to, one, help eliminate the blank page writer's block syndrome. But it doesn't just say, oh, okay, just write me a book on this. Okay, he says, okay, AI, I'm thinking about writing a book on this. This is the result. This is the experience I want to give to my clients. Keep in mind, I have other manuscripts. Refer to my manuscripts for reference as to my style. Okay, and so then the AI then sits there and produces a bunch of gobbledygook. Okay, that's not a book. But then the author then takes this gobbledygook idea and then gets like ideas from it. That's a light bulb. To then produce an outline, a table of contents. Okay. Now, some authors are done. That's it. That's all they need. And they're off to the races because that's what they like to do. They pull out their word processor or computer and they start typing away. Me, I like to write my whole book out, for example, with an outline. And then now, for years ago, I said, I wish somebody could just fill in the regular words around the core component, the core topics, what I want. Now I can. AI can then now write the first draft. Now, any author worth their salt knows better than to publish their first draft and call it a book. Okay, and this is where people were complaining about. It's like, oh my God, AI is going to write the book, and then the blah 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 blah. Okay, and then we're going to be out of business. Come on, AI is only good enough for a first draft type of dynamic. Now, obviously, as time goes on, if you train an AI based on your unique style and you feed it all your past books as an author, it will start to understand your unique style and can help support. Again, it's a support. Repeat after me. AI is a tool. Okay. After this first draft is done, I have clients where they say, okay, good. That's enough of AI. I'm going to finish the book. I'm going to publish it and send it to my traditional editor and publisher. Okay. I literally have people saying that, I want to use AI so I can show up better for my publisher, so they don't think I'm so behind the ball with my deadlines, And I literally just had this conversation yesterday with a colleague of mine who is in the process of writing a book. And so I helped her kind of understand, you can use AI to kind of meet your deadlines because you're behind, aren't you? She goes, yes. Okay, so really important. And again, I know this may not necessarily have something to do with entrepreneurship and leadership and growth, but what I wanted to do was to jump on real quick and address this. Okay, we're going to see this with every passing year, with every decade. And right now, it looks like technology is really challenging us to step up our game to evolve ourselves as human beings. How are we going to embrace this? When it comes to scaling your business, when it comes to growing your business, if you want to accelerate that process, there are so many tools right now that when we talk about how do we spackle the gaps, we have a concept called scaling gap spackle. Whenever there is a gap in your process of scaling your business, like something breaks, right? Like if you're plumbing that has a crack in it, we call it a gap spackle. And there's two ways to fill it. There's a tech stack where you use a tech stack or a series of technology to solve that problem, or you use a human stack. Well, like in the case of my client that is now integrating AI tools into her whole entire ecosystem so that she could pay her people more, she could grow her business, she could hire more people. One has to think the ones that are complaining about AI gonna get in the way and destroy our society, you might want to take a look at, well, where are they in life right now? Where are their ambitions and where are their goals? I get it. There are some areas, like any tool, you put a gun in the wrong person's hand, they're going to use it the wrong way. So this is what I'm proposing. It's not a tech problem. It's a people problem. And like with anything else in any business, when it comes to scaling your business, and that's what we tackle all the time, the people problems. Because at the end of the day, no matter how good that tech stack is, or no matter how good your strategy is, there is a human being that needs to push button to say go. And if they don't know, or if they're having a bad day, or if they're not operating in their best self, and they push the button at the wrong time, or if they don't push the button at all to execute the strategy, well then guess what? It's not a tech problem. It's not a strategy problem. It is a people problem. So at the end of the day, when you are finding yourself complaining about technology getting in the way of your business or taking away business and everything like that, think about my clients that I just shared with. Think about the people that are actually doing what it is you're doing, but they're embracing that opportunity for growth. I'm not saying you're doing that, but I'm just saying, as a whole, I mean, we're seeing it everywhere, right? People are complaining about this and that. I get it. There are people, that's naturally where they go, okay? But if we want to grow, if we want to scale up, okay, it's going towards the positive, right? It's going towards what is possible. That's the only way to grow. Otherwise, you're just going to stay same. Anyway, I know it's a Friday. I wanted to talk about this. It's been kind of like mulling over in my head, and I said, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to go live and talk about it. Hopefully you found this interesting and fascinating. I would love to hear the ideas. If you are using AI to help you grow your business, if you're using AI to help your scale the organization that you're in, or help your people more, or even helping yourself more, would love to hear about it. Just comment below. Let me know how you're using AI or not using AI, or maybe there's a point that I'm missing right now, what we have to be wary of when it comes to AI. Chances are we could probably have a very fun conversation. Okay. Other than that, look forward to the next live and hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you soon.